What up, y'all? What up? It is Thursday. Yeah, I did my hair yesterday and it came out perfect. Like, when I say perfect, y'all, I mean like I am freaking loving this flat twist out chair. Yes, sir, I am. So, on my way to the JOB. I am off this weekend. So, yeah, it's going to be a great, well, I got to keep Tootie. I'm going to get my ends trimmed Saturday. I'm going to this, well, I've been to her to do a hairstyle, but not trim my ends. So, y'all, and I trim my own ends sometimes, but this week here, I have just felt like going to a beautician and getting a really good wash, a deep condition, and just I felt like going to a professional this week. And yeah, I've been on the ball. I got my pedicure this week. I got my manicure. Sometimes I neglect myself in certain areas, and I'm just gonna start taking that little time out to do those little things. You know, I used to go get massages like every week, y'all. Like, I had a masseuse that I used, and oh, he was fabulous. And I used to do that every Saturday. And I don't know why I stopped. I really don't. You know, like, sometimes we just stop taking care of ourselves. And sometimes we need to take care of ourselves and put ourselves first. And I tell you, I was thinking, and I've been seeing like a lot of videos of mothers that have special needs kids and things like that. And I have a son that's bipolar, and if you've been rocking with me for a while, then you know that. And it comes a point in time where you give so much of yourself that sometimes you forget about yourself, you know. And I want to say be encouraged. And bipolar mental illness, you know, it's difficult. It is. It's difficult to deal with. And people, you know, unless you deal with, you know, mental illness, it's really kind of hard to understand. You know, mental illness, any kind of handicap, is difficult to understand. And I think sometimes as parents or wives or husbands of those mentally ill people, it takes such of a toll on us that we just don't realize how much of a toll it takes on us. And I'm telling you, when my son was younger, you know, it was like hell. Like, every day, y'all, I mean, like, we would go periods that every day I would get a phone call from the school, from the house, from somebody every day about something. And it was so draining for me and mentally exhausting for me that but you know, I was working full time and just kept pressing on and I woke up one day and I looked in the mirror and I didn't recognize myself. I was like, I had aged. I just didn't recognize myself. And that's when I was like, wow. It was like a wake-up call for me. And I just, you know, began to be like, I've got to take care of myself, because I was giving everything I had to him, and I had to work extra hard to pay attention to my other kids because he required so much attention that I had to make sure that I didn't neglect my other kids, which sometimes was difficult. It was difficult. And sometimes I think my baby got cheated out of a lot of things because the son before him took so much attention. You know, but my baby has turned out to be a very strong man, and I thank God for it, because I didn't realize, you know, at the time that I was going through, what about him? You know, I didn't. But I realized, you know, sometimes you gotta let go, y'all. Sometimes, you know, especially when they begin to get teenagers, you still have to be their advocate. You have to be there for them. So I won't say let go, but you have to make sure that you take care of yourself. And I said all that just to say that, you know, take care of yourself. And sometimes we as caregivers, we neglect ourselves, and it's not good, because our health will begin to fail, and we'll begin to, you know, go through things mentally and physically, because all that stuff affects you physically. So just make sure that you take care of yourself, love yourself, you know, so that you can and stay in good shape, so that you are able to give, that you have it to give. You know, because one time I was so run down and so burnt out that I didn't have anything left to give. You know, I didn't have anything left to give to my marriage, to my other kids, to myself. I had nothing left. I was running on empty, y'all. And sometimes taking care of yourself helps to refuel you. You know, it's like you're going to get some gas to put in your car. Well, you're when you take care of yourself, get some rest, get exercise, get pampering. I don't care, you got to carve the time, because it's just like you're refueling yourself. You're putting gas back in your engine, in your body, you know, to be able to go on and to be able to carry on. And sometimes I just feel like we forget that. And it's such of a very important thing. So take care of yourself and love yourself. Get some exercise. Go for a walk. And I don't mean like in a gym or anything like that. If you want to, fine. But go for a walk. Clear your mind. And hang in there, because it's rough. You know, it is. It's rough. Oh, I could tell y'all so many stories about, you know, the mentally ill and bipolar, and because, you know, it's a lot that goes with it. It is, you know, dealing with a mentally challenged family member. But yeah, so I'm going to get my hair done this weekend. Y'all cross your fingers with me and pray that she does not cut off too much of my hair, because I know I don't need a lot. I just really need my ends trimmed, because it's that time. And usually about the 3-month mark for me is, I can tell it's time for me to get my ends trimmed. But yeah, I want to pamper myself this weekend, and I'm just, yeah. So that's one reason why I'm going to just go ahead and let her do it, because I just feel like being pampered. You know, I mean, I really do. When I went to get my feet done the other night, it felt so good, and got my little manicure, and you know, these are all things that we could do for ourselves, but sometimes it's just nice. And even at home, sometimes it is relaxing, you know, to sit down and do stuff. But I find sometimes when I'm at home, I'm constantly doing something around the house, so I just don't get it done. But I really need to carve out time for myself, like I was doing at one point, to make time to, you know, take time for myself. But anywho, yeah, y'all pray for your girl, that my hair don't come out hot and bothered. But yes, my twist out is live today, y'all. It really is. And I guess I'll holler at y'all in the next video. Bye.